Welcome, everyone. This is Professor Smith bringing you another Hebrew study. In the book of Zephaniah, there is a prophecy that our Heavenly Father will restore to the earth a pure language. We understand that Hebrew is the closest derivation of that pure language. Let's explore it together. Shalom, and let's get started. Okay, so Biblical Hebrew, we're going to pick this up again. I don't know how long it's been since I have done this, but we're going to try to do our best. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the reversing Vav. And it's been a while since I've done this book. In fact, it's been months and months, I think, as I said before. And so they always start us out with some vocabulary. I'm going to pick and choose these sections that I plan to go over. But hopefully you guys can get something out of it. And I'll see what I can do about any questions that come on the live feed. I do have the live feed up as well. And then people want to come in the room. I have the mics muted. But if I can get some details about people here and there, then we can continue on. And maybe if somebody wants to come on the mic, that's fine. It's helpful to have a notepad and pen in these kind of classes because these are deep subjects that we cover. And so we try to offer this as a free service to the community of faith. And so with that, we're going to look here at the vocabulary and get my trusty little pen out here. So we have this word for alive or living. And remember that Biblical Hebrew is right to left. So we have chai, we have chaya. So this would be the feminine form of life. This would be the masculine form of life. And then we would have chayim. This would be like life mixed plural, and chayot would be strictly female plural. Okay, so this just some vocabulary to become aware of. So now here is where they're actually giving us some breakdown here of how these are. So we have chayim, and then we have chaye. So this right here would be a noun pair form. Remember, in Biblical Hebrew with noun pairs, you have an alteration on the first noun. And so this is why we see this kind of ending rather than a mem sophit. Okay, so then the word for thus or so would be like bane or cane, rather. That's a kaf. And then there is I think that's saray. And then we would have a nun sophit. Okay, so basically we would have chen, thus or so. And notice the dagesh gives it the hard sound rather than ch. It's a k sound. Then we have, looks like we have 100, and this is the feminine. So we have may-a, may-ot. Okay, that would be like plural feminine tense. Here is may-ot. Interesting form there. Okay. Looks like we have mizbeach. Mizbeach. Okay. Looks like mizbachot. Mizbachot. And then we've got mizbach. Okay, so we have altar, and altar is in a masculine. It's a masculine word. And it looks to me like we have this. Notice these irregulars. Even though this looks like it might be a feminine, as I recall in Hebrew, Biblical Hebrew, which is slightly different than modern Hebrew, it's one of these irregulars. Even though it doesn't look like a masculine, it's still a masculine. Let's see here. Mizbach, okay. Messenger angel. We have malach. Malach, kind of like this. It might be transliterated. How about malachim? Now this here we have the eem ending, which basically tells us that this is usually a masculine plural. And so this is not an irregular here in messenger or angel. Okay, so we have malach would be angel or messenger, and then machim, which would be angels or messengers. Okay. Okay, how about this one? Looks like we've got malach here. So this might be a, notice the difference. We have patach instead of kametz. So this might be a noun pair, possibly. No, and actually, we've got malache. Malache, that might be, I bet you that might be the noun pair in the plural, possibly. Shana, notice that year is female. Interesting. We've got Shanayim, or Shanim, rather. That would be, this would be plural. Shanat. Notice the change from the hey to the tav. That's a plural, noun plural. And then here we have Shanai, which would be, this would be plural noun pair. Okay. We're just kind of working our way down this way. Let's see here. We got holy or holy things. Looks like we've got Chodesh. This would be masculine singular. Chodeshim, this would be masculine plural. Chodesh, this would be the masculine singular noun pair. Chodeshe would be the masculine plural noun pair. Okay, I think that's what that is showing there. How about the word for pay? So this would be like mouth, and notice it's a masculine. How about this? P. This would be like a masculine. Now notice that just about every living creature has one mouth, and so that's why you don't see pairs of mouths usually, unless it's a Hollywood thing. So we have the masculine singular noun pair. Okay. So remember, things get altered when there's a pair in Biblical Hebrew. Remember, this is Biblical Hebrew, which would be like classical, which would be what your Bibles are written in, at least the first half or the first 3/4. Other than there might be some Aramaic passages in there, which really is extremely similar to Biblical Hebrew, but it's not exactly the same. Okay. There are some differences. Okay, so let's take a look at this word now. We have looks like atah. There's the word for time, and notice that time is feminine. 8 and 8. Look at that, same thing. The noun pair doesn't change. Now here is a verb form. Remember, there's at least usually three letters that make up a word, a verb. You know, this would be an action word. So we have answer or reply, ana, ana. Okay. Let's take a look down here. Let's see here. The number me'ah, I'm pretty sure that's the 100 one. In regular or word pair form may be followed by either a singular or a noun or a plural noun. So we have, look at this here, me'ah shana. So this would be like 100 years, right? How about me'ah shanayim? So this would be like hundreds, 100 years, as in we would have, it might be hundreds of years, possibly. Possibly here we just have 100 years here. Maybe there's more than one here. Me'ah shana. And so let's see, maybe followed by either a singular, let's see. Okay, so actually, this is not hundreds of years because this would have to change too. So basically, there's just different forms you might see this in the scriptures. It all says the same thing. It could be either a singular or a plural. See? Plural. All right. You'll have to excuse me if I'm a little rusty on this subject. Been a while since I've done anything with this. I've been focusing on book readings. All right, so here, let's see here. The verb ana follows the same pattern as verb endings in hey. The exact spelling can be found in the verb spelling chart. Okay, yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, look at all those. Wow. Let's see if we can get it. It comes up there. Come on now. Oh, we just went back. Okay, so we need to go back. So how do we go back? Okay, so basically we're showing the chart now, and I'm saying all this again because, I went on for a while without hitting the record. As I said, I'm a little rusty on this stuff. Let's go back to here. There we go. Okay, so we're back now to where we should be. Okay, so let's see here where we were at. Okay, so we were here. We're talking about these, basically this verb root ana, and then let's go down here. The first in kadashim and kadashe is pronounced O as in low. Okay. Oh, look at this. So this is a kametz hatuf. So it's O. So it's a kodashim and kodashe. See that? That's an interesting one. Kametz hatuf. Okay, so basically they're saying this first little thing here is, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm going to look it up and see what it is for you guys, okay? So then we get this O sound as in low. So it's like kodashe and kodashim. Okay, so now let's look at some idioms here. We have all, looks like Cain, therefore. We have acharei, looks like achen. Let's see, afterwards. The Holy of Holies, Chodesh, Hadoshim. There might be a Hadoshim there. Chodesh Hadoshim. That's definitely a Kametz let's see, what is that one called? It's a type of kametz. It's a hataf kametz, a reduced kametz, which is an O, hadoshim. Okay, all right. So now we're down to the reversing vav. All right, so you have learned that the letter vav could be attached to almost any word and translated and. Okay, so we have, let's see here, David veYosef. Looks like Yashvu. Okay, so it looks like David and Joseph sat. Yashvu. I remember I use this U ending here to indicate that it's more than one. So we've got David and Joseph, right? All right, so the letter vav has another use in biblical Hebrew. When the vav is attached to a verb form in the perfect and imperfect tense, it can reverse the tense of the verb. It can call this the reversing. We could call this the reversing vav. All right, so the use of reversing vav is a distinguishing feature of biblical Hebrew. When the reversing vav is attached to a verb in the perfect tense, it changes the tense of the verb to the imperfect. Let's see. When the reversing vav is attached to a verb in the imperfect tense, it changes the tense of the verb to the perfect. Wow, isn't that something? A vav can act as a reversing vav only when it is attached to a perfect or an imperfect verb. When a vav is acting as a reversing vav, it may or may not be translated as and. Okay, so the reversing vav changes perfect to imperfect. Okay, so we have, looks like Shamru B'nai, the children of Israel kept the Torah. Okay, Yisrael et, looks like Tahora, or HaTorah. Yisrael et HaTorah. Now we've got the children of Israel will keep the Torah. Let's see what that is. Vashamru B'nai, okay, or Yisrael et HaTorah. Okay, the children will keep the Torah. So what's the difference here? Vashamru B'nai Yisrael et HaTorah. Okay, you loved this woman. Looks like ahavta et ha'isha hazot. Okay, so you love this woman. You shall love this woman. How about this here? Va ahavta et ha'isha hazot. Okay, so it's like and let's see, and you love et what? The woman, the this. The woman, the this. That's literally what it's saying there. Let's see here. Let's all right, well, okay, so how about this one? Matzah David et ha-zahav. Okay, so David found the gold. Okay, so matzah has to do with finding David et ha-zahav. In other words, this et is basically lets you know where the action's happening. What did he find? Ha-zahav is gold. Okay, all right. Umatzah, and David, David et ha-zahav. Okay, so umzah changes the imperfect to the perfect. May David find the gold, or David will find the gold. Okay, so that's interesting. That reversing vav there. All right, the reversing vav changes, let's see here. Changes imperfect to perfect. All right, so we have the children of Israel will keep the Torah. Yishmeru B'nai. Yishmeru. Okay, so it's like Yishmeru B'nai. So it's like Yisrael. So it's like B'nai Yisrael. So it's like keeping the sons of Israel at what are they keeping? HaTorah. Okay, so they will keep the Torah. All right. So it's this has got to be the reversing vav that they're talking about here, and it has to change the. It changes the tense. The children of Israel kept the Torah. Let's take a look at this one. Va yishmeru and let's see here, and kept B'nai Yisrael, the children of Israel, at HaTorah, the children. So the children of Israel kept the Torah. All right, let's see here. How about Tizkor et bincha? You will remember your son. So I bet you that the Tizkor is remember, and what are you remembering? Bin, which would be which would be son, and then cha, the ending on that would be your son. So that's the possessive suffix right here. It's taken me a little bit to shift from modern Hebrew back to biblical Hebrew because it's been so long. How about let's see the difference here. And you remembered your son. Okay, so that we have the vav here. Va, tees, kor, and remembered. At what are you remembering? Being, that's the son, and ha, and you remembered your son. See that? How about this one? The priest will judge his people. How about this one? You've got yishpot, which has to do with he judges, right? HaKohen, he judges, let's see, the priest is judging, right? What is he judging? His people. I think that this right here, this whole lamb, is the possessive, his people. And then yishpot is just the form of the future. How about just the priest judges people? Vayishpot HaKohen, so that would be the priest, right? And then and then Amo, and this stays the same. So basically, and judged the priest at what did he judge? His people. And judged the priest his people, right? A slight difference there. All right, so in biblical times, in the Bible, there are times when the vav precedes a verb but does not reverse the tense. In this text, any vav preceding a perfect or imperfect verb is a reversing vav. Okay, so reversing vav chart. Let's take a look at this, see what we can come up with. The following chart shows the use of reversing vav with, we've got shin, mem, resh. So it's like shamar has to do with remembering, right? As you can see, when the reversing vav precedes a perfect verb, it looks exactly like, it looks like a vav with a shavah, or it looks like a shurik, which means and. Okay, so that's right. The shurik can also mean and. Kind of coming back to me now. When the reversing vav comes before an imperfect verb, it takes the vowel. Okay, so we have a vav with a patach. So that's like va. Or it might have a kametz. This would be just like a plain kametz, which is a full vowel, which is an A-class verb. Some verbs have vowel changes when preceded by the reversing vav. Okay, all right. So we have the reversing vav and perfect verbs. So let's take a look at the difference here. We have shamarti, I guarded, va shamarti, and I guarded, or I will guard. Well, that reversing vav there makes it into the future tense, right? How about this one? Shamarta, you guarded, and that's masculine singular. Let's see here. Hold on for a minute, guys. Okay, so then the next one would be the shamarta, you will guard, and notice the difference is that vav there. And you guard it. So it's like, and you will guard, but that gives us the future tense, right? How about this one? Shamart. So you, female singular, guarded. How about this one? Va shamart. You will guard. How about shamar? He will guard. Va shamar. And he will guard. And he guarded. Or he will guard. So basically, shamar is just he guarded. He guarded. And then, and he guarded. In other words, and he will guard. Okay, how about this one? She guarded. Sham ra. Notice that this right here, this suffix is feminine singular. She guarded. Vasham ra. She will guard, and she will guard. All right, so how about this one? Shamarnu. We guarded. Vashamarnu. Notice that all the vowels are basically the same, except we've got this reversing vav here, which basically makes it a future tense. Vashamru, or Vashamarnu. There we go. Vashamarnu. How to get it there one of these days. How about this one? You, masculine plural, guarded. Okay, so then we've got this special little suffix here that's you, masculine plural. Shamar tem. Okay, you, as in you all, guarded. How about this one? You all will guard. Ushmartem. Look at that. Ushmartem. Notice this is shurik. That's a shurik. Okay, so basically what happens is it loses the consonant V sound. That gets knocked out of there, and it changes to oo. And that is a shurik. And here's what it looks like. All right, shurik. Let's see here. How about this one? Shamar 10, that's you all, but it's all girls guarding something. Maybe they guarded the table of pies or something. Ushmar 10, or it's like the girls now will guard the table of pies. Table of pies is not in here. It's just an example, okay? How about Shamru? They guarded. Okay, notice this suffix here is they. Vashamru. Vashamru, okay? So then they will guard. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? That shows you all the various forms. I, you feminine, he, she, we, you, as in you all, masculine plural, you all, feminine plural. Remember with the feminine plural, remember with the masculine plural, you could have just one guy and 99 women, and guess what? It defaults to this. You know why? Because the Bible is a patriarchal book, and the Bible has a patriarchal language. Okay? That's true. All right, so let's see here. I keep losing my spot. Okay, how about the reversing vav and imperfect verbs? Oh, okay, so this is like past tense, I think. Let's take a look at these here. We've got ish more, I will guard. How about this one? But ish more, I guarded. Look at that. It reverses it from future to past with this reversing vav. How about this one? Tishmor, you will guard. Va tishmor, you guarded. So it's like this in its regular form is future tense, will guard, and then this here there's reversing vav. Notice it changes it from future to past. You guarded. I think it changes it future past. Let me double check that real quick here. See here. Changes perfect to imperfect. Okay. All right, let's go down here. Yeah, here we are. Okay, so how about this one? Tish Marie, you will guard. Va Tish Marie, you guard it. Notice the reversing vav changes that. Yishmor, he will guard. Va Yishmor, he guarded. Notice the reversing vav changes that. Tishmor, she will guard. Va Tishmor, she guarded. Reversing vav changes it to future to present. I think it's present. About this one? We got this. Remember the signal letter noon is representative of a naknu, right? So that's we. Nishmor, we will guard. How about this one? Va nishmor, simply we guarded. We guarded the gate. It kind of sounds like if you were to say we guard the gate, that's like present, but it looks like it's past. You will guard. Tishbaru, masculine plural. Interesting that this has, yeah, this comes from atem, signal letter, atem, which means you all. How about this one? Va tishmaru, you guarded. You guarded. Then we've got you, feminine plural, tish morna. Look at that, tish morna. So here's the signal for a 10 signal letter. And then we've got vatish morna. And notice the reversing vav there. You guarded, as in the past. Okay, they will guard. We've got yish meru. Okay, so I think that yod is, let's see, they. I'm trying to remember what that is. I think hem is hem and hen, possibly. Okay, so yishmeru is they will guard, and then vayishmeru, reversing Bob changes it to they guarded. They will guard. Okay, tish morna, they will guard, and vatish morna, they guarded. Notice the reversing Bob. All right. That's essentially what that reversing Bob does. It's kind of an interesting little device there, isn't it? Okay, so let's go over the reversing verb and clipped verb forms. Many verb roots which end in the letter hey have a special clipped form in the imperfect when preceded by a reversing verb. The final letter is clipped off, omitted. Sometimes there are also vowel changes. This clipped form can occur in the many forms of the imperfect verb tense, or the perfect tense verb. The most common clipped form is the third person, who form. In the exercise in this book, the third person clipped form will appear most often. However, other clipped forms of verbs are occasionally used in stories, and you should be able to recognize these forms as they appear in the text. We will also include the third person feminine, he forms the verb, and so we have ana and haya. So here's a list of verbs that you have learned which take this clipped form. Okay, so we've got ye. That's like the future. He will be or it will be. How about year A? Remember this comes from ra'ah, which means to see. He will see. Ya'aseh, which he will do or make. How about ya'aleh? He will go up. This comes from Allah, which means to go up. Not Allah as in the moon god of the Muslims, but this is yod, ayin, hey. Basically is the verb root, three-letter verb root that means to ascend up. Ya'aneh, he will answer. Okay. Haita. She was. Okay, how about this one? Anta, she answered. Okay. That comes from the answer one. We got this one right here. Yahi. And it was, and it came to pass. Okay. Yar. He will make. Okay. Ya'as. He did make. Isn't that something? I guess I should have gone this way here. He did. All right. Vaya saw. Okay, so basically this showing all of them. Vaya al, he went up. And notice how this hay gets clipped off. Gets clipped off here. How about this one? Vaya an, and he answered. This would be like in the past. Notice how this hay got clipped off. It's supposed to be over here, but it got clipped. See? Same thing here. Hayita, it, she was, and it was. Let's say, so we've got vat, he. And notice the hay got clipped. And she was. Okay, how about this one? Anta, she answered. But ta'an, and she answered. Okay, so now the hay got clipped off this one too. See, this is talking about clipped verb forms. All right. Let's see here. Yea, and there will, no, it's, there will be shalom, peace, ba'aretz, in the land, hahi, in that land. So it's like the land, in land, hahi, which is, let's see, hahi, which would be the she. That's all, or the it. So when you have this hey here, it changes it to a specific that land. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Va yahi, and it came to pass, or and it was, shalom. Yeah, and it was. See this here? Ba'aretz, and there was peace in land, ha-he, in that land. That's how we get that there, because it's got this hey here. Okay, all right, how about this one? Yosef et, let's see, avin. Okay, so this has to come from ra'ah. It means he saw, let's see here, saw Yosef. Okay, so saw Yosef at, what did he see? Avin, which would be his father. Wait a minute here. There's no dot there, so I think it's Avin. It's one of these irregular things, but this typically, if it would have a dot, it would be like Avo, but it has to do with his father. So it's using just a Aviv, just as a Vav, not a Nun Sufit, but a Vav. All right, Yosef saw his father. So we've got Vayar, and notice that it's clipped. We got a clipped. This got clipped off here. So this would be like past, right? And this one here is future. So Vayar, Yosef, and so it's like in the past saw Yosef. What did he see? Et Aviv, his father. And so now I'm so used to this being a holem, which is a letter that indicates that is possessive of his father. It's taken me a little bit to get back into the practice of this. All right, so yeah, I say, so it's like doing and making, and this is the future tense of future tense hamelech. So the king is doing and making, or he's going to make milchama, which is war or battle, right? Then we have this is the reversing vav here, which means he made war, as in the past. Va'aseh, and made Hamelech, the king, milchama. Okay, so and made the king war. In other words, he had made it in the past. Sometimes a clipped form may appear without a reversing vav. Two very common examples are, okay, look at this here. Yahi, which means may it be. How about Yahi can. May it be so. Okay, interesting. Okay, so the verb amar with the reversing vowel. Let's get rid of this here. Uh, delete that off of there. I don't know how to do that. Let's try that. There we go. So we have the verb amar, which is aleph mem resh with the reversing vav. So when the verb amar takes reversing vav in the imperfect, it has some vowel changes. Okay, so we have yomer. Uh, he will say. So it looks like the yod here is a signal letter for future. Tomar. Actually, I think the yod is the signal letter for he. That's what it is. But this right here might be the indicator. So then the holem on the yod. And then we have tomar, she will say, okay? So remember, this holem goes with this letter. Okay, and it means O, it's O class. Okay, let's see. Va yomer, and he said. Look at that. Va tomer, and she said. Okay, starting to get the hang of this now. Yomar David, and so David will say, what is he going to say? Shalom, peace. How about this one? Va yomer, so we got the reversing vav on here. And David, and said David, shalom. So David said peace, right? All right, so now we've got guttural imperfect verbs. You've already learned how to recognize regular imperfect verbs and drop letter imperfect vowels. We will call the third group of imperfect verbs guttural imperfects. The guttural imperfects each contain at least one of 5 guttural letters in their root. These letters can cause variations in the vowels of the imperfect tense. Following is a chart which shows the verbs. Okay, so let's see here. We've got avar, amad, shalah, asa. Let's see, Allah and ra'ah. Okay, so notice that some of the guttural imperfects have exactly the same patterns. You must become familiar with these forms in order to recognize them. You do not have to memorize them. They are all listed in the verb spelling chart on, it looks like this here. Yeah, there it is. Here's the verb spelling chart of all these forms, right? All right, so that's good to know. All right, so now I think this avar is crossover. And then amad means to stand. Shalah means, let's see here. I think that has to do with sending. Allah means to ascend up, and then asa means to do or make, and ra'ah means to see, right? So let's see what we got here. Really what I need is I need the answer key on this thing. In fact, that's what I'm want to see if I can find here real quick. I'll turn the recording on pause. Okay, so we found the primer exercise book here. So this gives us the answer key is what we need for this. But this one right here, we're going to have to rely on this chart. Okay, so in the verb spelling chart, okay, so we've got this is avar has to do with crossing over. So let's take a look at this here. We have vor, and I'm going to have to look at that chart to see what that is. So let's take a look at that and get her to open for me. Okay. So we need to go to the avar one, which is right here. So it looks to me like it's vor is looks like I will cross over, but I'm going to double check that. And what we need is that Hebrew thing here. Okay, I found it. I had to use the Pa'alim app, and this vor has to do with future tense, and it means it goes with ani. So let's get this up here, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay, so remember that this is the one we are dealing with here, okay? And we're going all the way over here, and here's the one we are looking at. Vor. And this is future. So this is future tense. And it's like, oh, stop that pen. There we go. Let's try to get rid of that. So it goes with ani. So it's like basically this it would be as if you put this in front of it. Ani. And then you would put up, wrong one. We need the ayin. Okay, so you see that, how that is where it's circled down there? We have a reduced segol, and then we have and then we see at this whole lamb up here, which gives us the O sound, and we have the resh. So ani evor, but because we've already got the signal letter there, which represents the aleph and the ani, you're not going to see that in Hebrew. So it's going to be evor. And so what is this? It means I will cross. I will cross in the future. So then we've got ta'avor, you will cross. That goes with ata, which is you, feminine singular. And then we've got ta'avori, that goes with at, which is you. Let's see here. Yeah, ta'avori, which goes with at, which is you, feminine singular, will cross. How about Ya'avor is he will cross. Ta'avor is she will cross. So double check that. Yeah, it's who and he. Ta'avor, she will cross. And then Na'avor, notice the noon signal letter is comes from a naknu. We will cross. And then Ta'avoru, notice this shurik here. That's sort of the signal letter for you, and it tells you that this is a they, so it goes with a tem. So this is like a plural, and then you've got this tav here, which goes with a tem, which is they. Okay, and then you've got let's see, tabaru, and I think it's yeah, and that also goes. Remember that in the they, the masculine plural and the feminine plural is the same. Okay, so that's why you've only got one of these, and then these are broken up into two. So it's the last ones are going to be hem and hen, which is let's see, trying to think here. It should be they, and then is it they, and then this is hem and hen. That's one I got to look up too, guys. All right, guys, I got this wrong. This is you all, not they. This right here, this form is you all, and it's the same in the you plural, you all. So whether it's masculine you all or feminine you all, in this right here, let's see, ta'avor na. Let's wait a minute here. We've got ta'avru, and then we've got ta'avru, so that's this is the future tense. We've got atem and aten. So and then ya'avru and ya'avru. Ta'avor, ta'avru. And this is the same thing here. It's ta'avru. So what's going on here? What is going on here? I wonder if they've got the all right, guys, I figured it out. I figured it out. This ta'avru is it goes with atem, which is you all masculine plural or mixed plural, and this ta'avor na. Remember in biblical Hebrew, when you say you all in mixed or masculine plural, and when you say you all in feminine plural, you all, that's a 10. Guess what? In biblical Hebrew, yes, there's a separate one. In for you all, there's a separate tense at the end. So this is why we got ta'avorna. I remember it's the biblical Hebrew is different than modern Hebrew, and I'm still thinking modern Hebrew here. So this would be a 10. This would be like you all. So you would see this look like this. It would go with this. And with a noon sophete, a 10. And this right here would be a tem, which would be mixed plural you all. And with a mem sophete. You see that? Okay, I don't know. There's not gonna probably not gonna be very many people who are gonna follow me on this. You really have to be studying this for a while to get this figured out. But then this right here in biblical Hebrew, the hem, which is they, that you notice there's not one here. There's not an extra one here because they, whether it's mixed plural or whether it's feminine plural, guess what? It's the same. So that's what's going on here. That is what's going on here. Okay, so now let's go back to our. So this is basically what's happening here. And here it is. All right, so now I know what's going on. So this amad has to do with standing. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, so we have amad, which has to do with standing. So we have mode, which is I will stand. Okay, and now how about this one? Ta'am mode. That signal letter comes from a ta. Okay, so that equals you, masculine singular. Okay, so we've got you will stand. Ta'am D. Ta'am D. That's kind of a funny suffix there, isn't it? But it has to do with at, which is equals you feminine singular, right? Okay, so we've got you will stand. How about ya? Let's see, ya mode. That's he will stand. Ta'am mode is she will stand. Na'am mode. Notice the signal letter here from a naknu or anu. Which is a naknu, which is we will stand. Ta'am do, that comes from atem, right? Okay, so that's basically what they're doing is they're just giving you a signal letter here. Not that one there. Sorry, guys. Let's get rid of that one. It's this one here. Atem goes with this. Notice that this all you get to determine this is a tav. It's all you get to determine what the pronoun is. Oy vey. All right, so how about this one? Ta'amod na. Now here's what you get right here. Here's your signal letter, your noon. So what does that go with? Goes with a noon sophete. You see the noon sophete signal letter? That's the only clue you get in deciphering this word. Okay, so ta'amod na. Let's see. Looks like Modna. Yeah. So basically, it's you all just girls will sit. Okay. Now let's try this one here. Oh, look at this here. Let me scrunch this out a little bit here. Okay, so we're right here. Yeah, do has to do with they will sit, and then we look at this here. They've got ta'amod, which also can double as they. Okay, now I didn't see that in the answer key, but I remember that now from Biblical Hebrew. It's one of those little idiosyncrasies of Biblical Hebrew. And so, you know what the most difficult thing to figure out is whether this exact same word here, let's knock this out. So check this out. Ta'amod na, and then you've got ta'amod down here. And this column right here is they. While this column right here is you all. So how do you tell? And this is the feminine, this is the this is the masculine plural, this is the feminine plural, this is the masculine plural, and this is the feminine plural of they, you all, you all. You notice how these are exactly the same? See, that's a tricky thing about biblical Hebrew, isn't it? All right, so we'll get into the practice of this. Uh, you know, I'll start getting back into this, and I can, be a little more accurate with you guys. Okay, let's take a look now at this one right here. We've got shalach, and I think that has to do with sending. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put in our Pa'alim program. We're going to put Shin, Lamed, and a Het. And that has to do with sending, right? And so remember, right now we are working with the uh, future tense. So it's like, so we've got Eshlach has to do with I will send. There's your signal letter for Ani, I will send. Then we've got, let's see, ta'ale, which has to do with you, or with, this has to do with he will send. I think here. Let me double check this, guys. Ta'ale, future tense. No, it's you will send. It's you, masculine plural. But this is a little bit different here. This is kind of an interesting thing here. Oh, no, you know what it is? It's go up. No, it isn't, because I'm looking on the wrong one. This one right here. Let's stay on the column here. Ashlock. Okay, so that's yeah, that's right. I wondered why that wasn't showing up. Yeah, shalak, to send or dispatch. Okay. Yeah, ashlock. Okay, so that has to do with I will send. And now we've got T-shlock. That comes, there we go. Now it's making sense. A ta. So you masculine singular will send. Tishlachi, which is you feminine singular will send. Yishlach, remember this yod. It really doesn't give you a clue what this is, but it's he. It's the he one. Yishlach, he will send. Tishlach. Notice this is she will send, and that's a strange thing. Because where is the yod on there? That should have a yod. That don't look right. Wait a minute here. No, that's not right. This is she will send, so that's yeah, Tishlach. So it's like a ta. Okay, so that's wrong. This is she will send. Okay, so Tishlach is she will send. Nishlach we will send. Tishlachu. Trying to remember this one. I think it's you all will send. Yeah, atem. Goes with atem. Tishlachana is you all feminine plural will send. Yishlachu, notice this here is they will send. That comes from hem, right? And then if you have hen, notice the hen is the what we're dealing with here is personal pronouns. So we've got tish lachna. So it's like this would be like they, feminine, masculine, will send, right? All right, so we're getting used to this now. Now this one, Allah, means to go up. So we've got ihla, so I will send, ta'ale, it says e'ele. This is e'ele here, which means I will send. Te'ele is ata, you will send. Te'eli, at, you, feminine singular, will send. Ya'ale, he will send. Ta'ale, she will send. I think that's this one should be the column here should be he and she. Let's see here, but I want to double check that. Okay, I double checked that. Yes, this is he and this is she, and then na'ale is we will rise up. Ta'alu, that has to do with you all will rise up, right? Ta'alena is you all feminine plural will rise up. How about this one? Ya'alu is they will rise up, and then ta'alena, which is the same. So that can be confusing, but in this case, it is, even though it's spelled the same, you just have to look at the surrounding context and figure out, is it you all or is it they, as in feminine plural? So that's kind of a tough one to figure out, isn't it? All right, so how about this one right here, asa? That has to do with making or doing. So we have esse, which is I will make or do. Ta'ase. That comes from, let's see here, ata, which is you will make or do, masculine singular. Ta'asi, which is at, it goes with at, which is you, feminine singular, will make or do. Now here's ya'ase, that goes with he, which is he will make or say. Ta'ase goes with he, which is she will make or say. Na'ase, remember the noon, you pattern that with the anaknu, and so you get na'ase, which is we will make or we will make or do. How about this one? Ta'asu, and that has to do with you all, mixed plural, will make or do. Ta'ase, ta'asena, which is you all, feminine plural, will make or do. Ya'asu, which is they will make or do. And then ta'asena, which is they, feminine plural, will make or do. You see? So you know, there's a lot of learning that goes into this to try to figure this out. And it really is like a puzzle in a lot of ways, you know? So now we have the resh, aleph, hey, and that's ra'ah, to see, right? So we have a, which is I will see. Tier A, which is you masculine or you masculine singular will see. Tier E has to do with you feminine singular will see. Year A has to do with he will see. Tier A has to do with she will see. Near A has to do with we will see. Now look at this here. Look at the similarity here. We still have a tier E, but guess what? Because we see where it's at in the column, and I just happen to know which pronoun is in order, it is tier E will be you all will see mixed plural. And then tier E, looks like tier Ina, tier Ina, it looks like. which is you all feminine plural, right? And then year ooh, that's they. They will see. And with that's a mixed plural, right? They. Remember with biblical Hebrew, gender means everything. And whether it's plural or singular, it means everything. You have to, I mean, you really have to really think, when you're figuring out what these pronouns are. So we have tirina again, but because we know it's in the hem or the hen column, we know that it's like this. So this one we know happens to be this one here. Equals they, uh, and this is going to be feminine plural, they. See that? All right. All right, so now we got exercises. Now our exercises, notice are, let's see if we can get this way. I'm just going to fiddle with this a little bit. Air A, so it's like I will see. Essay, which is I will do. Let's see. And na. These are all the I ones. Let's see what that one is. I don't see it. So basically, this one right here, we have to look up, don't we? Okay, so this is the answering one. I will answer. How about this one? Elech. This one here is okay, so this has to do with halak, means to go. So it's a lake, I will go. How about this one? A vor. I bet you that's the crossover one. I will cross over. A la. I bet you that's the we've got a neat little answer key here. So we go to the crossover one, and now we are at a la. So let me see here. This is the crossover one. So a la. So let's take a look at that one. That has to do with guarding. I will guard, I think. I'm trying to remember what that guard one, it comes from, I know what that one is. That's like shamar. Shamar, right? But I'm not seeing it there. That's really strange, that one there. I think this might be, yeah, I will go up. So this is the cross one. A la has to do with going up. And this has got to be the one that is I will remember. Is core. Let's double check that. See if it's the I will remember. First, you will stand, you will cross over, you will guard, you will see, you will answer. No, we need the I will. I will remember. Yeah, it comes from remembering. Is core. I will remember. And then this is a mode, has to do with I will stand. Okay, so it's helpful to have this little answer key here, isn't it? Because that kind of gives us an idea to kind of go through these. But basically, remember that the aleph is the letter that connects with ani, right? So I think we're going to cut off here today. I think we did quite a bit. We'll see how this first. You see that? So and then we have this. These down here tell us that this is future. So it's like I will do something. What am I doing? Okay, so I will see. That comes from ra'ah, right? Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna pick this up next time. Let's see, what do we got going here? There we go. That's where we're going to pick it up next time. And so this one's connected to ata. This one's connected to at. This one's connected to who, which is he in Hebrew. And then we've got this one here, which is she in Hebrew, and then we in Hebrew. Actually, it looks like they might have jumped one here. They're not going to give us all these exactly as they are. I think this is the he, the he one, and this is the she one. Maybe. Oh, well, we'll take a look at them. Okay. All right. This is the first Hebrew primer, and we're going to try to get this answer key up for you guys, and so that you guys can see what's going on here. And hopefully, we'll just keep putting these Hebrew classes up. I'm kind of excited to get back into this biblical Hebrew. I hope you guys are too. All right, guys. So, yeah, willing, we will talk again. Shalom, shalom.